What's up, bro?
What, bro?
Sup, bro?
Take a swing, bro.
Right here, bro.
Welcome to WatchMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the funniest, strangest, and most absurd quotes that Stan's father has ever uttered.
I'm not having a glass of wine. I'm having 6. It's called a tasting and it's classy.
Number 30. We have that, Stan. It's called Friday Night Kegger. A new kid, Gary, arrives at South Park Elementary, and all the kids want Stan to beat him up.
All right, I'm gonna go kick his ass. Yeah, go Stan!
When Stan confronts Gary, he's shocked to find out that Gary is really nice. He invites Stan to have dinner with his family later that night. While there, Stan learns that Gary's family has family home evening where they don't watch TV but entertain each other by playing music and telling stories.
Yeah, I love my family. My family is the best.
Once Stan returns to his home, he asks Randy why they don't do the same type of activities. Randy insists that they do, but call them Friday Night Kegger.
How come we never have a night where we don't watch any TV and we just do stuff together and eat and drink?
We have that, Stan. It's called Friday Night Kegger.
But that's just you and your friends.
As Stan rightly points out, that's not family time, but good try, Randy. Number 29. Don't you see? Walmart isn't our enemy. It's our neighborhood friend. Walmart opens up in South Park and its residents are super excited.
Look at it, honey. It's so big. It's like we're a real town now.
Whoa, awesome!
Its arrival legitimizes the town and offers really good deals. What they don't realize at first is that the store is crushing the local economy as no one can compete with Walmart's low prices. Randy ends up getting a job since you can get an additional discount as an employee, even though he'd make more money as a geologist, and even though he knows it's bad to shop there, he just can't resist the allure of Walmart, giving us this hilarious rationalization.
You get a discount working here. 10%. That means the bargains are even better.
But Dad, you're a geologist.
I'll make less money, sure, but as long as I buy everything at Walmart, it'll all even out. Don't you see? Walmart isn't our enemy. It's our neighborhood friend.
Number 28. I don't have any change. South Park begins to attract the unhoused in large numbers. The town doesn't know how to deal with the problem, but is advised to not give them anything as it could encourage more people to show up.
I do know that we must be extremely careful. If we give them anything, there could be more.
Kyle gives $20 to an unhoused man, and soon even more people show up. They all wander around the town asking for spare change. While trying to get to work, Randy is asked several times for change. Becoming increasingly panicked, he claims not to have any until he feels bad and gives some to an individual. This only encourages more people to ask for change, and he's comically overrun by people continually asking for change.
I don't have any change! I don't have any change!
Number 27. If we're still alive in the morning, then we'll know we're not dead. The townsfolk are in a massive panic when it's revealed that Family Guy is going to air an episode that will depict the Islamic prophet Muhammad.
Why would Family Guy so blatantly insult Muslims?
Because Family Guy doesn't care who they insult. They only care about their precious money.
Everyone takes refuge in the community center, but Stan can't see what the fuss is all about. The episode is reported to be airing that evening, and already protests are erupting in different parts of the world in response to Family Guy. Uncertain of what exactly will go down, people are understandably scared, prompting Randy to quip that if they're alive in the morning, they'll know they haven't died, which is like super obvious.
We stay here through the night, wait it out to see if they do anything. If we're still alive in the morning, then we'll know we're not dead.
Number 26. Don't you know every time you wave Confederate flags around, you make the rest of us look stupid? Randy and Sharon have their own home renovation show called White People Renovating Houses.
Our job is to deliver the maximum wow factor for the least amount of budget. There's never a dull moment. Guys, are you ready to see your renovation? Come on, White People Renovating Houses.
Randy does the construction and Sharon is responsible for the interior design and decoration. It's a clear parody of the multitude of house flipping shows on HGTV. While trying to film, Randy is interrupted by a group of rednecks protesting in the street about Amazon's Alexa and other forms of automation taking their jobs while frequently waving the Confederate flag.
Don't you know every time you wave Confederate flags around, you make the rest of us look stupid?
Those things are replacing us!
Put the flag down unless you want to get pepper sprayed.
Randy confronts them about it, and you'd think maybe he's concerned about their white nationalism. But nope. In a funny twist, he's concerned people will associate his show with their hatefulness. Number 25. Sup, witches? The week before Halloween is Witch Week, where Randy and several of his buds go up to Sentinel Hill to party.
Hey, Sharon, did you see the box of Jack Daniels?
Oh no, you're not doing this again.
What do you mean? Of course I am.
Randy's at home getting ready before the other witches arrive to pick him up. It may seem like a harmless little event, but Sharon isn't thrilled about it since it's really just an excuse for everyone to get wasted.
You know the week leading up to Halloween is always my witch party week with the guys.
Yeah, and you guys get wasted.
We have some drinks.
She has good reason to be concerned, as this year an actual witch is released upon the town. We do, however, get a lighthearted moment when Randy's ride pulls up. He greets his friends with a fun little "Sup, witches?" before getting into the car.
Sup, witches?
All right, Randy's got the JD.
Number 24. I'm so startled. It's a chaotic scene when Randy steps out of his house to find people running for their lives from gigantic guinea pigs.
What's going on, Dad?
Get back to your room, Shelly. What's going on? They're all over the place.
At the same time, he started to videotape all his interactions, much to the annoyance of his whole family. In fact, he was about to be chewed out by Sharon before the guinea pigs attacked.
Randy, I swear to God if you don't put that thing away.
Sharon, you're gonna be really glad I have all this footage of the family someday.
I mean it, Randy, that's enough. You don't have to videotape every single...
Well, caught in the rampage, Randy is filming the entire thing, so we get his POV of the carnage. As he tries to run away to safety, he turns the camera on himself and in a deep panic tells us he's startled.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I'm so startled.
That's the understatement of the year. Number 23. Butterflies have no concern for such things. Stan, Mr. Mackey, and sheepherder Mr. Yellman have been identified as hoarders. In order to treat their condition, the three are put into a session of regression therapy to figure out the root cause of the hoarding.
There's a psychological reason you're all doing this, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. We're gonna do some regression therapy. I'll be taking you deep into your memories, into your past.
Okay, that sounds like it could be bad. Okay.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Stan and Yellman get pulled into Mackey's subconscious, where a younger version of Mackey is tormented by a boy named Billy Thompson. Outraged that Stan is trapped in his guidance counselor's mind, Randy decides he's going to go in to rescue his son. Once inside the dream world, Randy has become a butterfly. He suddenly no longer wants to help Stan and is humorously carefree.
Did you come here to help me?
I was gonna, but ooh, this is fun.
Dad, you gotta stop Mackie and bring us back to reality.
Butterflies have no concern for such things, Stan. I'm gonna go find me some butterfly poon.
Dad!
Number 22. Winter is coming, Sharon, and I'm a sneaky little bee. Black Friday is a hectic time of year as tons of people flock to stores to try to get deals on products ahead of Christmas.
As you know, Black Friday is the day shoppers go berserk for holiday deals. Last year, 26 people died and 461 were seriously injured.
In South Park, it's pretty brutal as people will do almost anything for a discount. In an effort to get ahead of the madness, Randy gets a job at the mall as a security guard. When he's called out by Sharon, he claims it's to make some extra cash, but she doesn't buy it. She knows he's doing it for himself. Undeterred, Randy is going to go through with his plan and hilariously refers to himself as a little bee.
Winter is coming, Sharon, and I'm a sneaky little bee.
Number 21. They serve refreshments. Yes! PC principal and several like-minded PC-type bros decide to form a fraternity to promote their ideals.
We should all hang out.
We should totally hang out. We should all get a house together and unite our tolerant views.
They set up a frat house, and their loud, constant partying is annoying Randy. He decides to go over there to complain, but accidentally gets swept up in their pledge drive and fully commits. The next day, he's extremely hungover and is grilled about it by Sharon.
You got home pretty late last night. 6 a.m.?
He hilariously tries to explain away the hard partying by saying he joined a social awareness group. When she brings up if they serve alcohol, he states that they serve refreshments, as though he only drank a nice cold glass of lemonade.
We discuss and have meetings to better define and reinforce tolerance and acceptance of all groups of people.
And do they have booze at these meetings?
They serve refreshments, yes.
Number 20. Hey Sharon. By far one of Randy's most iconic and recurring quotes is, of course, calling for his wife.
Hey, Sharon. Sharon, you gotta come see this. Sharon?
Whether he's made a terrible mistake or achieved what he considers to be a great accomplishment, one of his big go-to moves is to call for Stan's mother. Randy and his wife often have the most hilarious exchanges in the show. So whenever Randy yells for Sharon, we know we're in for a good time. We've heard him say it many, many times throughout the series, and it never fails to draw a laugh.
That's pretty cool. Hey, Sharon!
Number 19. Time to show you some Tegridy. Randy's marijuana business, Tegridy Farms, was the focus of an entire episode in Season 22. When Randy becomes fed up with changes in South Park, he convinces Sharon to sell their home and live on a cannabis farm.
Let's move out to the country. Go back to simple living when things mattered, like hard work and integrity.
But soon after starting his business, he finds out that vaping has grown in popularity. In response, Randy decides to take down a nearby vape manufacturer and show them the true meaning of integrity.
You try and take my way of life? Time to show you some integrity.
Integrity?
Randy's pronunciation of the word integrity all throughout the episode is hilarious, and this scene made it all the more memorable.
Fight for your integrity? Don't forget to bring a towel.
Number 18. God, why do the economically challenged always have to screw up everything? When the town receives bad publicity, Randy becomes obsessed with having a Whole Foods market come to South Park to spruce it up.
Yes, my name is Randy Marsh, and, we would like to try and get a Whole Foods in our town?
First, however, the town has to prove to the inspector that it's worthy. This includes building a luxurious shopping district right around Kenny's home to give it a rustic feel and attract hipsters. Hearing that the owner of City Walk is using child labor and could ruin his plan, Randy lets his exact feelings be known.
God, why do the economically challenged always have to screw up everything?
Well, at least he said economically challenged, right? Number 17. There are a lot of boobs out there, son. After the boys of South Park notice Bebe's boobs, they quickly regress into caveman versions of themselves, grunting and fighting for dominance.
Right, but first we have to go to the... You guys, calm down!
Randy is quick to realize what's going on and has to step in and talk to his son about life and the various types of boobs, or ADA, that are likely to come and go.
There are a lot of boobs out there, son, but they're just boobs. Your friends are forever.
Seeing him give his son an abridged version of the birds and the bees talk is hilarious. But what's even funnier is how Sharon seems to think it's somehow romantic. Number 16. Celebrate good Obama. Come on. Randy often has his funniest scenes while drunk. When the town learns that Obama won the election, they have a drunken party in the middle of the streets, waving signs that read "Change" and chugging from kegs. In case you couldn't tell, the town got really into Obama, but especially Randy. He showcases this by drunkenly stumbling through the street and butchering his own politically remixed version of Celebration by Kool and the Gang while filling up his beer.
Celebrate good Obama, come on! It's Obama.
Randy really does seem like a college kid trapped in an adult's body sometimes. Number 15. This was something I made. Randy often goes all in on whatever crazy thing he tries. And this held true when he decided to set the record for the biggest crap ever taken. When he narrowly loses the world record for biggest crap to Bono, who's later revealed to be literal crap himself, It affects Randy far more than it should. Mourning the loss of the record, he expresses his feelings about his creation.
This was something I made. Something that came from me. That was a part of me. The only thing I ever made that was any good.
What makes this even funnier is the fact that he says it directly to Stan, implying that he was prouder of the poop than of his own son. Number 14. We didn't listen. When Stan accidentally crashes a boat into the world's biggest beaver dam, it causes a disastrous chain reaction.
Very large beaver dams, Dad.
The water floods the nearby town of Beaverton, and scientists assume it was the result of global warming. As panic spreads and people bemoan the fact that they ignored all the warnings, Randy feels compelled to join in while stuck in traffic.
We didn't listen! We didn't listen!
The funniest part has to be the fact that he goes through the trouble of rolling down his window, yelling, and rolling it all the way back up. Number 13. I wish Jaden Smith was my son.
I wish Jaden Smith was my son!
When the kids of South Park learn about salacious true crime shows that feature reenactments, Stan becomes afraid Randy will kill Sharon if his parents watch it. He blocks the channel with a question that no adult can answer. How do you tame a horse in Minecraft?
What the hell?
Randy begs Stan to lift the lock, explaining that he would never kill his mom because, of course, he would leave too much evidence and get caught. Stan's refusal leads Randy to angrily list all the great things about Jaden Smith and what a cooler son he'd be.
Well, then maybe you should go live with Jaden Smith, Dad.
I wish I could! I wish I could live with Jaden Smith so I could be rich and I wouldn't have to live in a boring, sexless marriage where all your mom and I do is piss each other off!
Number 12. Cream Fraiche. One of Randy's most entertaining traits is just how obsessive he gets with his interests. And the 14th episode of Season 14 encapsulates this behavior. When Randy gets into cooking, he really gets into it.
And we're gonna top that with a little cream fraiche. Oh, yeah.
Randy's newfound obsession makes him quit his job and work in the boys' cafeteria, where he creates his own show entitled Cafeteria Fraiche. His show is complete with its own intro and theme song, which is basically Randy saying la 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 and Fraiche in an accented voice while being somewhat turned on by his own cooking.
Cream Fraiche, Cafeteria Fraiche, la 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 Fraiche.
Number 11. Water and Bread and Margaritas. When the recession hits South Park, many townspeople take to the streets to preach about the correct path forward. But Randy is the most successful of the bunch. He's the first to embrace minimalism and spread his expertise by preaching about buying only the necessities to the townspeople, while pointing fingers to those who are to blame. Steve.
It is time to stop pointing fingers! Finger pointing gets us nowhere! Steve!
Randy, dressed in a robe reminiscent of ancient times, declares the townspeople need to cut back on lavish expenses and only buy what they need to survive. Food, water, and of course, alcoholic beverages of the tequila-based variety.
Cut spending to only the bare essentials. Water and bread and margaritas, yay.
Number 10. Stan, I've never been able to say this before. In one of the greatest South Park episodes of all time, the boys become obsessed with taking down an overpowered character in World of Warcraft who is so strong he can kill game masters and admins. Randy, not to be left out, starts playing the game at work.
In the outside world, I am a simple geologist. But in here, I am Falcorn, defender of the Alliance.
He's eventually tasked with an important mission to deliver the Sword of 1,000 Truths to his son.
Stan, I've never been able to say this before, but I love you, son.
Dying in-game in the process, Randy delivers a heartfelt speech to Stan over his mic, complete with painful gurgles and death cries, all in the middle of a Best Buy. You have to love his commitment. Number 9. Why don't we have the players just wear bras? One of the funniest things about South Park is how unaware and dense the townsfolk are. This is put on full display after the town bans kickoffs in football to prevent injuries.
Oh, yeah, we don't want our kids getting hurt playing football, but I think I have a way to make it even better. Why don't we have the players just wear bras?
Randy sarcastically suggests making the sport even safer by adding bras and tinfoil hats, which the townspeople take seriously and make an actual sport, complete with a theme song. Randy continues to suggest more ridiculous ideas, with no one seeming to notice his sarcastic tone.
But this country's #1 priority should be making football safer.
In normal South Park fashion, this joke goes way further than it should, and Randy somehow ends up head coach of the Denver Broncos Sarcastaball team.
Yeah, looking good, guys. Let's kick some butt.
Give him hell, Coach. Loving, not shoving.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Number 8, I Am Lorde. The first time Lorde is introduced in the show is at Stan's birthday party, where Randy appears to dress up as her. The adults seem to genuinely believe it's the real Lorde, while the kids have some doubts regarding her singing skills and attractiveness. Randy takes the stage, simply saying that he's Lorde, again and again.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I am Lorde, yeah, 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 Lord, Lord.
It's one of Randy's best moments because it showcases how ridiculous a character he is and the extreme lengths he'll go to. The show ended up running with the joke and making Randy the actual Lord in their world, which only makes this quote even better.
Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, 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 I am Lord.
Number 7. Stanley, you call your friend an asshole this instant. Joining the Mountain Scouts, the boys are placed in troop number 69 with Big Gay Al as their Scoutmaster. Some of the parents are worried about Big Gay Al's intentions, however, leading to distrust. Unfortunately, the boys have picked up on some of his habits, including his penchant for nicknames. In the car with their parents, Stan calls Cartman a silly goose. Cue Randy's extreme reaction of stomping on the brakes and yelling at his son to call his friend a more appropriate name.
Stanley, you call your friend an asshole this instant.
Asshole?
That's better.
What makes this quote so funny is just how serious Randy is about preferring that Stan cuss his friend out. Number 6. There was a ghost. Randy has never been a particularly good liar, but some of his attempts at covering up the truth are worse than others. When Randy becomes addicted to a particular solo activity, the town's internet connection goes out, forcing him and his family to move into an internet refugee camp.
Randy, where will you go?
We're gonna head west. There's a rumor going around there might be some internet out there.
After sneaking into the computer cabin to get his thrills, the counselors and his family catch him in the act. Never one to admit fault, Randy comes up with the best excuse he can.
There was a ghost.
It's obviously a lie, but that doesn't stop him from trying. Number 5. Have you ever tried marijuana? Well, maybe it's time. One of Randy's signature traits is recommending worse ideas to his son when Stan does something he doesn't approve of. A prime example comes when the boys start a boy band called Finger Bang, which, let's be honest, is a red flag already. Randy, having personal experience in this domain due to his own failed boy band, the Ghetto Avenue Boys, desperately tries to deter the kids from continuing. He does this by recommending other pastimes instead.
Have you ever tried marijuana?
No.
Well, maybe it's time.
Leave it to Randy to recommend his son get into illegal drugs instead of forming a boy band. Number 4. It's called a Smorgasvein. The king of hypocrisy, Randy disapproves of Stan and his grandpa's new addiction to free mobile games that include microtransactions. He lectures them on their addictive tendencies while holding firm that his own drinking isn't a problem because it's classy. Randy blames the addiction on Stan's grandpa, even as he circles around to shots of beer and glasses of wine on the table.
It's called a tasting and it's classy.
Stan calls him out on this, but Randy shuts him down, defending his own problem by calling it elegance.
I'm sampling a flight of gluten-free German lagers with a French wine pairing. It's called a Smorgasvein and it's elegantly cultural.
The best part is him dropping the shot glass in the wine Jägerbomb style and chugging it down afterwards. Classic Randy. Number 3. Just gonna get a little bit of cancer, Stan. When South Park gets medical marijuana for the first time, Randy is desperate to get a medical license.
Well, so doctor, how do most people get cancer?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can get cancer.
Yeah, but what's the quickest way?
The what?
But since he needs a condition to get approved for a medical license, he comes up with the ballsy plan of giving himself cancer. He tries various methods of self-harm to accomplish this, such as microwaving his balls and frying himself in the sun. When Stan expresses concern and tells him to come inside, Randy reassures him and tells him not to worry.
Just gonna get a little bit of cancer, Stan.
Leave it to Randy to assume that the benefits of having cancer, namely smoking marijuana, outweigh the risks. Number 2. What seems to be the officer problem? For second place, we return to more drunk Randy shenanigans. While the boys attend a karate class, Randy has the idea to go drinking instead of watching. Thoroughly drunk, he decides to drive the boys home and is pulled over by a cop in the process. As the cop approaches, Randy confidently reassures the children he's got the situation under control, but proceeds to blow any semblance of sobriety with the first words that come out of his mouth.
License and registration, please. What seems to be the officer problem?
It was probably the worst thing he could have said, and for that reason, it remains one of the funniest and most iconic Randy quotes.
What? What'd I do? What'd I do?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. I thought this was America. Drunk Randy also ends up topping our list, this time while attending his son's Little League games.
For what? Arresting me for what? I'm not allowed to stand up for myself? I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
Randy takes it upon himself to be a trash-talking dad who starts drunken brawls in the stands and trains to be the best fighter he can be. After these fights, Randy is dragged away in handcuffs, bloody, and in only his underwear, slurring his words as he yells to the cops about his country's freedoms.
What, is this a communist country or something? I thought this was America.
The best part? He does this all over Colorado in different cities, always in his underwear, always bloody, and always exclaiming that he thought this was America.
What? I thought this was a free country.
What's your favorite quote by Randy Marsh? Let us know in the comments.
Well, what was I supposed to do, Sharon? I thought I was going to make $30,000.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.